Love you, Jesus.
Bless you. All right. Bless you. Bless you, God. Bless you, God.
Give us strength, God. Strength, God.
Bless you, God.
Strength, God.
Bless you,
Strength,
God.
God.
Bless
Strength.
you, in the name of Jesus.
Strength,
Bless
Father.
you.
Strength, Father. Strength. It's okay.
As we celebrate our father,
Strength, God.
our grandfather, our best friend,
Bless you, Jesus.
and our founding pastor,
Bless you, in the name of Jesus.
Dr. Walter O. Whitfield,
Bless you, God.
I will be the first to admit that when I was asked to be the spokesperson for the family, I wasn't hesitant to accept, but then I wrestled with what can I say.
Bless you, Jesus.
It wasn't that I didn't have enough to say about such a great man, but I didn't want to preach a sermon or take up a lot of time.
Bless you, God.
He was a very special man in our lives, and when asked to speak about him, it tugs at my heartstrings. Psalms 34:15 says, "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry." So I prayed, God listened, and here I am.
Bless you.
Bless you, Jesus.
While there are numerous adjectives that I could use to describe our father, such as God-fearing, comical, assertive, determined, ambitious, strong, a survivor, and even bold, the one adjective that I feel is suitable for this occasion is a visionary.
Vision. Amen.
Dr. Whitfield had a vision about what could be, and the passion, courage, commitment, and stamina to move it forward. How many of you know that a vision from the Lord creates a mission from heaven? Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the time and it shall speak and not lie. It will tarry, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry."
Yes.
On August 14th, 1988, Dr. Whitfield made his powerful vision a reality.
Jesus.
New Mission Baptist Church is the real results of real efforts that came from a vision through Dr. Whitfield from God. Vision gives pain a purpose. I can remember as a little girl, my sister, mom, and I would go and travel in and out of town as my father would go and preach at different churches. He would come home to rest because he would have to get up at the crack of dawn sometimes to go work at Kelly Springfield, known today as Goodyear. He would work 10 to 12-hour shifts in temperatures as hot as 104 degrees, but he still had a vision.
Yeah.
He sacrificed a lot, but he still had a vision. He would preach his heart out right here at New Mission with no pay, but he still had a mission. Sacrifice separates the small from the great. Dr. Whitfield realized that being the founder of something isn't about calling yourself a founder. It's about building and failing and refining over and over again. Something valuable until you build something valuable. Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." New Mission was built out of the love that our father, our grandfather, our best friend had for the youth, the community, and his love for God. If we take the time to reflect on just a couple of things that his visions that he had, we would see that they all revolved around children. He wanted to reach the youth of this community, so we had the first Vacation Bible School in June of 1988 with over 90 children in attendance. He had a vision. He wanted to be a support system for at-risk youth, so he opened up a resident facility in his own home because he had a vision. He wanted to help out parents who needed child care, so he opened a daycare and called it Little Lambs because he had a vision. He wanted a one-stop shop for couples that were getting married, so he got certified as a wedding planner because he had a vision.
Yes.
There were days that Dr. Whitfield's health would not allow him to carry out every single thought or idea that he had, but it never stopped him from visualizing his plans for this church. He has planted a righteous seed and a strong and firm foundation to build upon. Dr. Whitfield wrote the vision and he made it plain, allowing his dreams, his visions, his sacrifices, his labor, and his legacy to die is not even an option. We are so grateful that we were blessed to call Dr. Whitfield our father, the grandfather of our children, our best friend, and the pastor of New Mission Baptist Church. Though he faced mountainous challenges, with the help of God, he never gave up. 2 Timothy 4th chapter verses 7 through 8 says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And henceforth there is laid upon for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all of them, and also that love is appearing. Dad, we love you. We miss you. And we thank you for your vision.
Hallelujah.
Glory to your name, Jesus. Glory, glory, bless your name. Bless your name. Yes, yes, yes.
Good afternoon, New Mission.
Look, woo, Jesus.
Powerful stuff this afternoon.
Woo.
You can feel the love in this church. That's what it was built off of. Love. Family. Children. Love. And as I was sitting back there listening to all this, I was brought up in the church. My grandfather was a pastor. And I look at all the things that Dr. Whitfield has done and would do in my life, in my family's life. I followed my grandfather from church to church. Because back then they had one every week, every Sunday, he preached to. But he was always ready to go home. I'm quite sure he visited the sick. I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. But I remember the pastor visiting my home. I remember the pastor sitting in my den watching WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was just like family. The Undertaker. We shared that. He shared that with us. He shared his family with us. So it's all about love, his vision. And I thank him for that. And I just want to read this poem. This poem is in remembrance of Pastor Dr. Walter Whitfield, our founder, our beloved pastor. When our Lord Jesus left this earth, he told his special plan. He would give under shepherds for each flock a very special man. A shepherd must be caring, the sheep his love must know. He must, by example, the way to others show. He must be good and wise and kind, his heart bright with God. He must gently lead with shepherd's staff, not chasten with the rod. My pastor was not perfect, but neither are you and I. He made mistakes at times, I'm sure, and then we wondered why. Perhaps it was because we forgot to pray for him the way we should. Perhaps we were most critical when his actions were not understood. We don't know the burdens he carried, tending to all of the sheep. Sometimes there were probably late night excursions. He was shepherding while we were asleep. Sometimes he rebuked the sheep for something said or done. And in secret he cried out to God with tears for that wayward one. For he, as the under shepherd, had to give account of his sheep, whether the way was pleasant or rocky or hilly and steep. The chief shepherd has said, serve me honestly and willingly care for my own. There is a crown of glory waiting for you if you faithfully serve me alone. So, Pastor, if you're looking down, and I know you are upon your sheep, your life was a blessing, your memory a treasure. You are loved beyond words and missed beyond measure. We love you.
Good afternoon, family. What can I say about Pastor Whitfield? He was a man that knew how to show you love. And I didn't write anything down. I'm just say what's in my heart. I was setting up for this occasion. And I remember when Pastor came to me and he said, look, Shug, I took a flowering class, arrangements. Look what I did. I found it, it's right there. I looked at that arrangement and I said, ooh, Pastor, I looked at my own arrangement and I said, ooh, I think we need to go back for another class. But in its own way, it's beautiful. And I'm not going to be long. I just want to say that I miss Pastor. I miss his laughter. I miss his words of encouragement. I'm so grateful he planted this seed here. Thank you, Whitfield family, for sharing it with us. Because of him, actually, I've met a whole lot of people that I now call family, that I love. Because if I hadn't came here to New Mission, I wouldn't know most of you. So I thank him for extending my family and giving me the kind of love that I needed. Because I'm from Texas. I don't have any immediate family here. All my family's in Texas except for my husband's family. But I have family here in New Mission that I love and that I know love me. And if it wouldn't have been for his vision, I wouldn't have that in my life, and I thank him. So, we have a memorial that was placed on the window over there. One thing I want to say about it before me and Brenda reveal it. One small thing. I was talking to Sister Robertson, and she was like, it's a date. I said, date? So I looked at it, it didn't have a date on it. I called them, they said, we'll get you another one. I said, too late, I'll pick it up next week. So it doesn't have the date on it, but that's going to be remedied. It's going to be taken care of. But for now, we want to dedicate this, the first window, to the late, great Walter O. Whitfield.
Dr. Walter O. Whitfield, and we'll have dates next time you see it.
1988 to 2017. We put underneath.
Amen.
Bless the Lord, bless the Lord, bless the Lord. Bless the Lord.